Hey guys, Yoda Code 43 here today with you with another car review. This is a 2020 Honda Passport EXL all-wheel drive. First we're going to walk around, talk about the styling, then we'll delve into checking out under the hood, in the trunk, and the interior, and also look at the lighting and go for a drive. So Passport is a name that Honda used on an SUV based on the Isuzu Hombre in the early 1990s. It was an early sports utility vehicle. I believe you could actually even have it with a soft top as well. Similar to a Geo Tracker, Jeep Wrangler, something like that. But this Passport name was revived for 2019 based on the current generation Honda Pilot. The Honda Pilot is Honda's 3-row SUV. They're large midsize. And this slots in between the CR-V and the Pilot as their new actual midsize SUV. It's just a 2-row. Competition would be things like the Jeep Grand Cherokee, Ford Edge, vehicles like that. I'll list some others below here. It's pretty handsome overall. Has some nice character lines that run down the doors here. Nice black trimming on this EXL model all around the windows. I know some models use chrome trimming instead. You can also see it's black trimming around the grille. Nice contrast to the white paint on this car. With gray painted 20-inch alloy wheels. Black mirror caps as well. And then it also has a sunroof. So, next we'll cover the window sticker. So, it is not worth it at all for me to try and show you the window sticker. As you can see here, all you're going to see is my face. So I'm just going to show the front seats here. I want to talk about it. This is actually a 2021 Passport, not a 2020, but really no major changes between one and the other. Fuel economy is 19 city, 24 highway, 21 combined. This particular vehicle is $40,125. No real options listed on here apart from the platinum white paint, which is a $395 option. So this has a 280 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque, 3.5 liter VTEC V6 engine with variable cylinder deactivation or cylinder management in the case of Honda. It has a 9-speed shiftable automatic transmission. It has paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. It is all-wheel drive, has hill start assist. And really, I mean, otherwise pretty standard issue things you'd find in today's vehicles. But this one having leather seating versus cloth and lower level trims. You have your EX, LX, or rather LX, EX, EXL, and Touring trims. I believe there's also a Sport trim in there somewhere. I'll list those below here. In the meantime, we're going to check out under the hood. Not really much to see. There's an engine cover that covers up 85% of the engine anyway, with only really the air induction system being visible. With all these resonators here to help attenuate noise coming into the cabin. But you have dipstick, you have oil fill. Still uses a hood prop, even on a $40,000 vehicle. Brake fluid back there. Actually, I'm not even sure where to find coolant fill, if I'm honest. It's probably underneath this cover. And then washer fluid and fuse box there. Like I said, 280 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque. We'll check out the lighting here. Start the car. car quick. Car's yelling at me because the key is still in my pocket. So, LED signals in the mirrors. Incandescent signal bulbs up front, but LED fog lights. I believe LED headlights as well, but incandescent high beams. This car also has adaptive cruise control, which is why this logo is smooth to the touch as opposed to being textured. Lighting out back, little side markers right here, incandescent turn signal bulbs, and reverse lights down below, but LED brake lights and running lights here, as you can see. Also, this car has dual exhaust with real tips, nothing fake here. It's one pipe into a muffler that splits out into two directly after. Fully independent suspension underneath. Next, we'll check out the trunk area. Rear view camera right up under here. Passport, all-wheel drive. Release is down here. You get a warning. It's cavernous back here because this is only a 2-row. I am legs against the bumper. I can barely touch the seats up there. Power releases for the back seats to drop down. Pretty cool. They fold effectively flat, which is nice. I also really like that the headliner in here is black as opposed to the natural color most vehicles use. Storage space back here. Oh, I thought there'd be more. Flat loading floor otherwise. Power outlet here in the rear as well. Tie downs, large storage cubbies. Yeah. And then you can choose to grab the handle or push the button to close. Works pretty quickly. Rear seat area, there are 2 cup holders in each door pocket. Seats move pretty easily. There are sunshades in the windows. Nice for your kids. There we go. So this is sitting behind my own driving position. Similar in space to the CR-V, legs-wise in here, maybe a little bit more. Definitely more width. Seats are comfy. Reclinable seats as well. Nice touch. Must be turned off up front. Climate control vents, charging points in the back, seat back storage on both sides. Large windows that I believe go down all the way. Then you see the sunroof up here in the front, which is pretty good size. We'll check that out in a minute. So, seats have good side support. You get an armrest for each front occupant. Seats are comfortable, nice and soft, good thigh support. Materials are really nice, perforated leather in the middle. Memory settings for the seats, like I showed before. Gas door and trunk release here. Full auto up-down front windows. Start the car. It's cool that the light turns red when the engine's running. I'm a fan. This is a push-button transmission in here too. There we go. Turn that radio off. Sound of the door is pretty nice. Sounds very solid. Push-button transmission. Foot on the brake for any operations you're going to make. So foot's on the brake right now. We're in park for reverse. Push a button down in a reverse direction. Camera's nice and high def. Follows your steering inputs. Very nice. Neutral. Drive. And then you actually press that again, because up here it says drive. If I push that button again, you get sport mode. Push again, go back to drive. You can do that on the fly. Back to park. So, there's no electronic parking brake in this car anywhere on the dash because, well, it's a foot pedal. Push to set, push again to release. Simple as that. Mirror controls and economy button here on the dash, along with emergency braking, traction control, and lane keep assist. They're standard features on most new Hondas now. I believe all of them, actually. Steering wheel's a nice 4-spoke design. Some gloss black trim here. These are all of your radio engage controls over here. So this home button, if you watch here on the dash, which is also a very nice high definition center screen for the gauges here on the dash. Focus camera. With just analog gauges for for fuel and temperature. So I press that home button. It gives me a menu to cycle through. You can look at how the torque is being distributed. Various other things, your phone, your music, your maintenance, your units, or a blank page if you so choose. Otherwise, you have your volume controls, back button, forward track, forward station, back station, you know, skipping here, and then to switch bands here between FM, AM, XM, whatever. And then this controls your cruise control on this side. Adaptive cruise is here. This sets your distance. The infotainment system in these cars is pretty nice. It looks great, nice and high definition. Responds pretty quickly, not too quickly, but quickly enough. Runs nice and smooth. Granted, there is a plastic sheet over this right now. It might be affecting some things. So, as far as climate control, it's all hard buttons down here with a nice step switch to move your temperature up and down. There's also rear climate control in here as well. Heated seat buttons down here. There's a 12-volt power point, and then your USBs right here, or USB, single USB. Climate control vents integrated nicely into the dash throughout here. Center console, this is actually a hard surface, but if you pull this back, it's pretty large in here. There's also an auxiliary charging port and power outlet out here in here as well. Nothing else really of note other than this little shelf that slides forwards and backwards. 2 cup holders in the front with what I believe are other cup holders here in the door. Lots of door storage space. Glove box is nicely dampened, feels nice and heavy, doesn't feel cheap. Sunroof is a manual cover that I'm sure moves with the sunroof when you move it open and closed. Moves quickly and quietly. fully automatic if you so choose. Sunglass cubby right here with a rear seat mirror. Nice touch. Visors are nice and large, well lit. And our sliders, which I am a fan. So now we'll go on a little drive. First, I'll demonstrate the rear view camera. Easy to keep between the lines, no problem. There you go. Back into drive. Now we go. Transmission shifts nice and smooth from my little drive over to this spot. We'll take our chance right here for a little sport mode 0 to 60. Moves pretty good. Makes a lot of noise, but I'm a fan. If you listen close, you can hear the VTEC come on somewhere around 5,500 RPM, where it opens up, well, it switches to basically a different camshaft profile, makes it sound a little bit more aggressive, and picks up some top-end power. Definitely not fuel efficient, but that's a lot of fun. Sounds great. That massive air intake system under the hood, you'd think would keep it pretty quiet, but most definitely not. Road noise is really quiet. These tires, I believe they were Michelin's, are pretty quiet. Wind noise is definitely kept down. Even at 65 miles an hour there when I accelerated was pretty nice. The view is great. Visibility is excellent out of this car all around. No real issue with blind spots back there. Maybe a little bit due to the headrest, but not bad. Lane keep assist doing its job. You can see this green status light over top of the gauges as well. Lets you know when you're driving in an economical manner, perhaps also when it's turning off cylinders in the engine as well. It turns white and I believe then turns red when you drive more aggressively or when you're in sport mode. It has pretty good power, but it really takes its time actually taking off the line. You'll hear when my foot hit the floor when I did that little pull. It was almost a full second before we were really underway. I'll make sure I list the 0 to 60 time on here as well. Brakes have a good feel. They grab pretty quickly. Okay, good to move here. Little roundabout. No complaints from the tires. Steering is nice and quick. Good steering ratio. Give a little tip into the throttle here. Engine sounds great. It didn't downshift, which I was surprised by, but I think that was probably third gear out of 9. So many gears. But it keeps the engine in its power a little bit better when you want your power. That also gives you an opportunity for better fuel economy on the highway. Definitely happy with how it drives. It has moderate spring stiffness, nothing jarring or, unwanted at all. It feels good. It feels well planted on the road. I'm sure the 20-inch wheels help. The styling of the interior is really nice and clean. Everything's easy to read. I really like it, actually. I haven't driven a Honda in some time, so I had no idea what to expect, but I'm very happy with it. Like I say, the black headliner is super nice. I like it as opposed to, like I say, the natural colored headliner. Very quiet. That's for sure. So, 2021 Honda Passport EXL all-wheel drive. It's a pretty nice SUV. It's $40,000, which seems expensive, but I think is less expensive than comparable domestic options. Really happy with the driving characteristics, really happy with the transmission itself and how it behaves. It's quiet, composed, handles nicely, sounds great when you wind it up. And I like the 2-row as opposed to the 3-row. 3-row SUVs are just massive nowadays, and I realize there's all sorts of camera systems to help them be easier to park and stuff like that, but I just prefer something a little bit smaller like this. It's still large, don't get me wrong, but it's easier to park. The salesperson was telling me it is 6 inches shorter than a Honda Pilot. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, comment, and suggest on my video, and let me know what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see in other videos in the future. I'll do my best to accommodate and oblige. And yeah, see you next time.